Ladies and gentlemen, GERI PETIOT.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. GERI PETIOT taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is really true, is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. GERI PETIOT taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the GERI PETIOT Show on HamiltonRadio.net. I've got an incredible, inspirational show for you today. I have an incredible guest co-host today. I have to make a couple announcements before we start this show and I introduce my guests. Okay, first of all, guys, something happened. Oh, my piece of paper is gone. Wait a minute, guys. This is very important. Something happened in Trenton, New Jersey this week, and I have to give a shout out to my daughter Tiffany Shimko. I have to give a shout out to everyone involved, and I have to give a shout out to all of New Jersey and Hamilton Radio. Hamilton Radio, boy, supported us with this bill. We killed the bill. Our religious exemptions are now okay for now. Okay, our freedom is back. So New Jersey strong. It was incredible. You can go on my Facebook and you can see everything that went on there. And I just want to thank everyone who flew in from other states to be part there with us, to help us, okay? It was huge what happened in Trenton, New Jersey. So today, noon, the bill was officially killed. So I want to thank everybody involved in that. Having said that, the reason I wanted to bring that up in the beginning was because I am an advocate of always standing up for what you believe in, never stopping, okay? Do whatever it takes to make your life happy, as long as you're not hurting anyone else, okay? And my guests today and my co-hosts have a great story. So first I'm going to introduce them, and then I'm going to read the poem that I wrote for my guest, Brody Ray. So I want to introduce Justin, who is my guest co-host. Tell them your name.
Hi guys, my name is Justin Drummond, and I am absolutely excited to be here.
And tell them the connection I have with you and Brody.
Well, I actually reached out to GERI a little while back ago, and I was very fortunate enough to actually get to work with GERI, and she said, like, go ahead, like, just like get whoever like you can. And then I actually sent an email out to Brody Ray, and I was very fortunate enough to have him, and we are very excited to have him today.
So Brody, can you hear us, sweetheart?
I can, yes.
Listen, tell everyone who you are, and then I'm going to read your poem.
All right. I'm Brody Ray. You guys might remember me from America's Got Talent Season 13. I sang a song and by Jordan Smith, actually. Sorry, Justin. And it's called Stand in the Light, and I came out as transgendered on the show.
Okay. So I'm going to read this poem that I wrote about you so that all my guests really get an incredible understanding of who you are.
Like I say, she's a woman of many talents.
Because his story is unbelievable, right, Justin?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, okay. And thank you for the introduction.
Oh.
This is unreal. All right. Today's show is off the charts. My guest is insane. Wait till you hear his story. Brody Ray is his name. A shout out to my co-host who introduced me to this guy. Justin Drummond, I applaud. He has tendencies quite shy. Asperger's syndrome is his cross, but Justin bears it well, even with this disease broken out of his shell. He reached out to me on Facebook and said, I'd like to get you stars to interview on your show. Let's start breaking bars. Now back to Brody, an incredible soul. When he was made, they broke the mold. His heart is pure, his voice is great, learned guitar at age 8. Born and raised in Kearney, 2 sisters by his side. Brody, too, was female, being male he couldn't hide. As a toddler, he felt something that didn't seem quite right. A tomboy he became, it happened overnight. He couldn't hide his feelings. He knew who he should be. He wasn't happy with himself. A change to make was key. He loved to sing and entertain, but knew something was wrong. He decided to make the change, which then affected his song. He got the operation to become a man, then retrained his voice. He was his first fan. Now he felt complete, could sing his songs all day. In 2017, moved to Nashville, not to keep his dreams at bay. TLC contacted Brody to come out and share his life. 2011, Same Sex was aired, to some would cut like a knife. Right Guy, Wrong Body, the episode's name. Even Oprah's network brought it to fame. Now full of confidence, he now made his way on American Idol to perform that day. Also auditioned for The Voice, an amazing journey he's had with encouragement from family. Hats off to his mom and dad. Your musical career is booming. I can't wait to hear it from you. Let's get this interview started. Justin and I are fans, it's true. Hamilton Radio is honored to be interviewing Brody Ray. Now it's time to hear what this great artist has to say.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
That's for you, Brody. So,
I love it.
wow.
That's amazing.
So,
You're so talented.
yeah, here we go.
You know what I'm saying?
So, I have a question. Would you like to start this interview with one of your songs?
I would, yeah. I think that'd be awesome.
All right, so, Ruben,
I'm here.
let's start. Let's play one of his songs.
Okay, it'll be Stomping Grounds.
Okay,
Stomping. All right.
Stomping ground.
here we go. It's going to be incredible, guys. Right here on the Jerry Petito Show. Woo!
And Justin Drummond.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
We can't hear you, Justin.
Wait, what?
In the rage, not a care in the world.
Oh, we're singing.
Hold on. Sorry, guys. 1 second. He's going to be singing to it. Okay. He's going to be
Turn me
singing
up.
live. Yes.
Come on, Ruben.
Come on, guys.
All right, 1 second, guys. Little miscommunication there. How you doing, Justin?
I'm doing really good. How are you? How are you?
I'm doing good. You believe this?
Yeah, like what is happening?
Okay. We have Brody on the screen.
About to sing you a song.
Can't wait.
Sing it, Brody.
Oh, I'm gonna. Are you guys ready for this?
We are so ready.
This one's about the crazy crap I used to do back in Kearney, Nebraska.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a real true life story right here.
And you wrote this?
I wrote this one, yeah. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, and wherever else you listen to, Pandora, whatever.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Ruben, we can't hear him.
Ruben.
Silver books on the ridge.
Nope.
You need to start over?
All right, let's start over, guys.
Yeah, or just why don't you just play it on your guitar?
Let's just start over.
You want me
guys.
to?
Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, we got it. No.
Ruben, what's happening, sweetie? It's not happening. It's not happening, Ruben. We're having
Do you want me to
technical.
play on my guitar?
Play it on your guitar.
Yeah,
Okay,
just play it on the
Brody.
guitar.
He'll get the
Let
other.
me do it on my guitar.
Maybe
Well,
the
pick
other,
up, pick
it's
it
not
up.
working. So maybe the other two we could get to work. He'll play this one on his guitar.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Let's do that.
Okay, are you ready?
We're
Yeah,
ready.
we're ready.
All right, here it goes. Back roads and lost highways, east of town, we had it made. Shotgun and silver bullets underage, not caring the world except getting laid back. Hot boxing with the hotties, cruising down Fifth Street. Roll the windows up as we roll by the place. Hold it in until we're home free. Sneaking out to the house party, trying to get there before the girl we chasing leaves. We got way too high, partied down each night, wasted all our time making friends for life, getting crazy, getting hazy, and it's amazing that we made it out alive. Looking back on it all right now, all the fun we had in this college town, my old stomping ground. Parked under the overpass, quarter mile down that old dirt path. Meet up at Three Rivers Bridge and climb down that old post. Jump onto the sandbar, coolers full, bonfire blazing all night. Screaming out our favorite songs and dancing in the moonlight. Making out and falling in love in the Platte River when someone gave you a shove. Man, that was the good stuff. We got way too high, partied down each night, wasted all our time making friends for life, getting crazy, getting hazy, and it's amazing that we made it out alive. Looking back on it all right now, all the fun we had in this college town, my old stomping ground. It's amazing how time flies. What a gift to go back to the good times. We never thought those moments would end, but here we are, remembering when we got way too high, party down each night. Wasted all our time making friends for life, getting crazy, getting hazy, and it's amazing that we made it out alive. Looking back on it all right now, all the fun we had in this college town, my old stomping ground.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Absolutely nice.
Our own little private concert.
Yeah.
Hey,
So I have a
we can do
question
it that
for
way if
you.
you want.
I have a question for you, Brody, and then I'm going to have Justin ask you some questions. How
All right.
hard was it to retrain your voice after your surgery?
It took me probably about a year to figure out that I was gonna have to literally every day do a vocal warm up and a vocal training to keep my voice where it is. I lost my voice, my talking voice, for probably a solid 9 months. I literally was just like whispering, and then I realized I have to get this back because my voice dropped and my vocal cords were strained, and so I had to completely start over. You know, I've been singing since I was 14, and then you know, I didn't have this problem until I started hormones, and so it took me probably a solid year to kind of figure out how to get it back and keep it where it is, you know. And so I still, to this day, I still, you know, make sure I do my warm-ups every day, whether it's in the car on the way to work or, in my shower, so it's a daily exercise for sure.
Really incredible, beautiful voice, Justin.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure it must have been hard for you to come out as transgender, because you actually started your first. You actually first started your break in reality TV on Strange Sex, and like I think that's actually the first time. Is that the first time you actually came out?
Yeah, that was my first like big like national. Hey, here I am, Brody. I'm trans. I came out to my family probably a little sooner than that. But yeah, that was my first kind of big announcement in 2011.
Wow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, and how did it feel to know that that people actually do care about you and do accept you for who you are?
I didn't know how my friends and family would take it, but it was one of those things where just growing up, I knew I was around people who cared about me and loved me no matter what. And so coming out and, presenting this to them, it was more of a oh, well, we knew this was going to happen anyway type of thing. So they really weren't shocked. I don't think anybody was. All my friends were like, yeah, that makes sense, so it was actually really easy, and they made me feel comfortable and confident and supported and loved no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely great that you have their support, and you actually, I actually discovered another side of you, that you actually sing as well, and then I first was introduced to you on America's Got Talent. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I auditioned for the show, and they flew me out to California, and I did some shooting with those guys in 2018. That was a big year for me. I hadn't been on a singing show or like a talent show yet. I've been trying to get on American Idol and some other shows, and I finally auditioned for America's Got Talent, and I met with the producers and the executive producers, and they decided to put me through to the live audition shows, and I sang a song by Jordan Smith called "Stand in the Light," and before I sang, I told the crowd and the judges that I was transgendered, and they gave me 4 standing ovations, and I had to stop crying before I could move on to sing. And I mean, obviously they only have a certain amount of time to put your story out there, so they have to cut a lot of things. But when I knew that the crowd and everybody was there to support me, I knew I was going to be able to perform well and not really have too much anxiety. So I sang the song, and I did my best, and it went very well. And then I cried some more.
Yeah, but what I'm really disappointed about is the fact that you didn't even make it to the live shows.
I know. I was disappointed at that. But, it's one of those things where you're competing with a lot of other singers and a lot of other acts and talents. It's not just singing, and it's these people who are doing these trapeze acts and these, contortionists and these magicians. And so it's just a little bit of everything. And so even the singers that I were competing with, some of them were like Whitney Houston impersonators. So like,
Oh,
I
wow.
can't hold a flame to a Whitney Houston, I mean, it's just, she was amazing, and those people deserve to go on. And I think that there's other opportunities for me on possibly other shows and other, labels here in Nashville. And there's going to be lots more opportunities for me to kind of expand as an artist and as a singer. And it's not the end of the road, it's just the beginning, and I have to just keep pushing forward.
Yeah, that's actually like what I was about to tell you. I mean, like some people, like they tend to say that maybe one show is enough, or maybe 2 shows enough. Looking back at it, would you do it all again?
I would. Yeah, I would do it. I would do it all over again. Some people ask, if I would change anything. I think the only thing I would change, I think we talked about this last time, is I would just be more confident to do it sooner. And I wish I had, more passion and more confidence in that moment to do things when I was a little bit younger. But then again, may not have turned out to be this way if I do change things. So, I mean, I'm happy with how everything's turned out so far.
Yes, and so after America's Got Talent, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people, a lot of more people actually knew who you were. Like, I'm pretty sure that you've gained a little bit of a following. So what have you been up to since America's Got Talent?
Yeah, I've been doing lots of things. We're traveling during the summer. I have a band here in Nashville, group of guys that I play with regularly, and we during the summer, the Pride Festival season, of course, we are really busy and we travel all over the place, all over the U.S. We just get in the car and just drive for sometimes whole days at a time, and overnights, and it's really awesome. It's really fun to be with those guys on the road for like the whole weekend, just playing 2-3 shows maybe in 3 days, and the guys have a good time. That's entertaining to take a bunch of straight guys to a gay pride festival.
I love it.
But they love it. They have the time of their lives, and we just get up there and play the best we can, and have fun doing it, and they have fun, and it's been really eye-opening to get to do all this stuff and meet people here in Nashville and networking and recording and writing music, being in the studio. It's just my dream. It's my passion. It's everything I wanted, and I'm finally here doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask you a family question. So you have a child, you're married. Tell us about your family.
Yeah, I got married in October of 2019. We went down to Islamorada, Florida, to get married, and she has 2 wonderful children. One is 7, Briley. He is pretty awesome. He's my little mini singer. He likes to do music too. And then Addison is 12, and she is really awesome as well. She's got bright red hair, and I'm just really lucky to have them in my life and have their support. And Amanda is my rock, and she's so awesome with everything. She's never questions anything, and I've known her since we were in college. So she's known me before transition and post-transition.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I didn't know
pretty
that.
awesome.
I did not know that either.
That's incredible.
Yeah. She actually we started dating when she was helping me get my injections for my hormones, and I didn't have anybody. My aunts and uncles and everybody were out of town, and I didn't have anybody to give me my injections because I was too afraid to do them by myself. And so I remember her telling me when I first met her that she did phlebotomy and was a nursing student, and so I was like, I trust her doing that. And that was pretty much our first date, was her giving me an injection.
That's beautiful, though. That's a love story. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful. I see your photos. I think they're gorgeous.
Yeah, you haven't been really posting a lot on social media a lot, but I mean, what can I say? I mean, you're a pretty busy guy, right?
We stay busy, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so I have another question for you, and this is something that I really want to know about every single artist, because every artist is always different. What do you think makes you stand out as your own? Like, what's the one thing that people are gonna always see? Like, oh, this is Brody Ray. This is how I'm gonna know him. What makes you stand out from all the rest?
I think maybe it would be. First of all, I want to be remembered and noticed as the artist Brody Ray, for my music, for the talent, for the person I am and not what I am. I want people to respect me for the artist, and I want people to remember me as the guy who brought in all these different genres of music that he loves. So the rock, the pop, the alternative, the acoustic, the punk rock, the country, and then created his own sound within that, and was, fearless in putting that out there into the world. And I want people to remember that, I think of me as the person who stepped out and chased his dreams no matter what the hurdle was, and even though this is kind of a pretty big hurdle, physically, mentally, emotionally, you can do anything you want as long as you have it in your heart that you want to chase it.
Wow, beautifully
Yeah,
said.
and you, my friend, are absolutely standing in the light. And I gotta
Beautifully
say, I
said.
actually love that song, but I mean, like, I really grew fond of your version. So yeah, you did a pretty good job on that.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that I recorded my cover of that version of that song and released my version probably last year sometime. I think it was like maybe during the summer and the fall. And you can find that on iTunes and Spotify as well. And it was put together really beautifully here in Nashville by some really amazing producers.
What's your favorite music of all time?
Oh gosh, I think the type of music that really touched my life growing up and really changed me was the kind of alternative rock, emo punk rock scene, like the Blink 182s, the Dashboard Confessionals, the Taking Back Sundays. That music really kind of sparked a fire in me, and I was like, this is what I want to do. That's what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, that's the music that got it all started for me.
Yeah, and that was the one thing that sparked like set a light bulb in your head. Like, yeah, this is what I want to do, like forever,
Yeah.
for the rest of my life.
Yeah, like every time you hear a song and it gives you goosebumps and chills down every part of your body, and you can't stop listening to it, and the way it makes you feel, and it's like the only thing that doesn't let you down. It's always been there for you, and it helps you express yourself, and it's speaking your story. It's just like, that's why would I do anything else?
Yeah.
So when you write music, okay, what happens? Like, all right, I know what I want to ask you, because obviously I'm a writer as well, right? So do you
Yes.
go into like this, fog? Like when you write music, like do you go inside yourself and just like dream what you want to say and it just happens, or is it a challenge at times?
Yeah, I think writing can be very challenging, and I know that sometimes I'll go through a long period of time where I have a writer's block, or I just don't
Oh.
have enough like in me to just sit down and get it done or finish a song. And then some days I'll be so inspired that I can get 2, 3, 4 songs done in a few days. So I just go through these moments where I'm really busy and focused on a bunch of other things, or I'm like right in my zone, and I need to just like block everything out and sit down, and sometimes with another writer or just myself, and it just flows through you. You think of a situation in time, maybe something in the past. I like to keep everything really relative and personal and real, I guess, when I write. Real situations, real relationships, just stuff like that. Real situations, like as in, it doesn't have to just be a relationship either. And not all songs are love songs, And so I'm learning every day. I'm reading about, writing music and what, techniques, and do I start with the guitar first? Do I start with my lyrics first?
Oh, that's cool.
Do I go off of what's in my head? And then sometimes I'll get my voice memo out and record something with my voice so I don't forget it later. There's a process for everybody. It's different for everyone because everyone's brains work differently, are wired.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So another thing that I really want to know, you have been after AGT, you've been performing for so many great people, so many artists, so many some that I actually even look up to. Like, what's been your favorite part of your career as music? Like, what's something that you really enjoyed doing, like since after AJT?
I think one of the best shows I had gotten to play with or be a part of was a concert called the Concert for Love and Acceptance, and it was hosted by
It's beautiful.
Ty Herndon and Cody Allen. And I had looked up to both of those two people for a very long time, growing up. And so I got to, perform with all these artists, such as there was Shelley Wright, and we had Chris Daughtry and Hunter Hayes, and we had Ali Bryce and Tyler Rich. Who else did we have? We had Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks' wife. She's amazing. She's doing her own stuff right now, her own music, and focusing on an album. And she's really, really, really talented. And we just had so many amazing people. We had Billy Gilman came in too, and we had some people that just dropped in and played like a song. And it was pretty cool to see those people just like they're in Nashville and they're like, oh, hey, maybe I'll stop in and sing a song at your concert. It's just like, what? That's amazing. But I was pretty honored to be a part of that group. And I have looked up to Chris Daughtry, since I was so little. And he was one of the artists, that kind of sparked that fire within me, his music and his vocals and just that passion behind his sound. And so then be able to share a stage and be able to chat with him, like, and all these people in one space, and then I got to sing a song on that stage with them. Like, it's just a away. I'm like, how did I get here? But it was cool.
Yeah, and I've watched Chris Daughtry on American Idol, and after he got eliminated, I thought, oh my god, like this is the end. I really thought like I'm never gonna see Chris Daughtry again. Yeah, right. but it shows. I mean, like no matter where you finish on like these shows or whatever, yeah, if you really work hard at something, I mean, like you could eventually be a huge success. I mean, look at Chris Daughtry now. I mean, he's. Right. Yeah, he actually is doing a lot of stuff, and he just released a new cover song. Have you heard it?
I haven't. No.
Yeah, it's "Alive" by Sia.
Oh, okay.
He just released that, and I absolutely love it.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna look that up when we're done.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Jerry, you wanna say something?
I have a question. So, growing up, what music did your parents listen to?
Well, I remember, always being in the car, and we were listening to a lot of country music, and then we listened to a lot of oldies. Sometimes we listened to the rock, and it was a little bit of everything, and I think that's kind of where I picked up, so many different types of music as well. And my mother, she is a singer and a pianist and an accordion player. Oh. And she taught me how to play some guitar when I was younger as well. She kind of got me started with that. And so she's kind of been my music, my music guide to this point. She's always wanted to be a singer and a star herself. So she lives vicariously through me, and I try to do what I can to make her proud and live our dream for the both of us. It's just cool and my dad, he loves music too. He doesn't have any talent inside his bones at all. He failed his music classes, but he's very passionate too about music, and they both support me in my journey as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever sing with your mom?
I sometimes we do over the holidays, but we really haven't. We've been trying to get together to write and record something, and that's something on my list. It's on
my bucket list. Man.
Yeah, you gotta do
that. You have to.
Come on.
Yeah, and you listen to a lot of country, pop, rock, but I really want to know, who are some of your musical influences growing up?
Yeah, I listened to I loved Lenny Kravitz and like Michelle Branch and Sheryl Crow. Those were kind of the ones that kind of I got into right away, like Whitney Houston, those big rock people, and I would just sit and learn every Lenny Kravitz guitar solo in front of the amplifier until I got it perfect. And then I'd run upstairs and I'm like, Mom, I figured it out. And then I'd play it for her, and then I'd run back down and start a new one. And I mean, I was always playing something. And I think after I went through like an Everclear phase, which kind of moved me into I started hanging out with a group of friends from youth group that introduced me to like bands like Dashboard Confessional and Taking Back Sunday and The Maine. And then I got kind of introduced to all these other really amazing groups and artists. And I just kept going. I just kept expanding myself. And then I came back to country, which is something that I've always grown up with and familiar with. I actually went through a phase with not liking country music at all. during that period of time of discovering those punk bands, Blink-182. I have, these artists' lyrics tattooed on me, and so it's just a part of who I am and who will always be. So I will never, I will always kind of follow after their footsteps,
Yeah, I kind of actually have a similar story. I mean, I used to listen to pop and a little bit of rock, and I actually never really experienced country music from that time. And then my mom actually got remarried, and he definitely was all about that country music, and I at first really wasn't really like into it at all. But as time went on, I started to actually learn a little bit more about it, and I mean, I never really thought I'd say this, but I mean, I'm really a fan of country music now.
Yeah, but country music has changed.
Yeah, it has a lot.
Because when I was growing up, we didn't like country music. It's changed. I love, country music now. I want to mention someone to you. I want you to check him out. Say hello to him on Facebook for me. Tell him you're a friend of mine now. John Boy Story. This young, incredible country singer. He is going to, listen, he's exploding. The kid is awesome. So I like pop country music, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I really like when people like put their own like spin on country music. Like the new one that just came out, Old Town Road. I mean, a little bit of rap with a little bit of country.
Oh, wow, rap and country.
Yeah, I mean, I really love I really love people like putting these great combinations into music. I mean, it's very original, and it's something that I would definitely listen to.
Yeah, that's definitely the cool thing about country music right now is that people are able to pull their influences that they love that's not country into their country music, and country music's accepting this, it's so open and accepting right now, and it's a really good time to get out there and do that if country's a part of where your genre is, because it seems that it's either your country or you're something else, and it's like you almost can't be both at the same time. If you think about it, you're either a country star or you're a rock pop alternative, and it's just how it's been.
Well, I have another question, and then we'll play another song, okay?
Okay.
So what artists have you not worked with that you really want to?
Yeah, I gotta hear this.
Okay.
That's a good question, and there's so many artists even here in Nashville. I think Paramore is one of my favorite bands as well, and I know they live real close. I think in like Franklin, Tennessee, which is about 30-40 minutes from here, and I want to work with those guys really bad, and I want to really work with some of my favorite country artists like Dan and Shay and Jason Aldean's one of my favorite country artists as well, and oh man, I could go on and on. But I know Dashboard Confessional lives in Tennessee as well, in Nashville, so because they're playing here all the time, and if I could choose one, I think it'd probably be Dashboard.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you plan to do something like that? I mean, which actually leads to my next question.
Wait, why don't we play a song first, Justin?
Let's play a song. You gonna sing for us?
We'll play a song. So hold on 1 second. Ruben, honey. Let's try and give it a shot again, okay, Ruben? All right, let's see.
We could try with the track, and if not, I'll just get the guitar back up.
Yeah, that's right. Do 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 do. Yep. So we're working on getting another track. Guys, if you see me looking up a lot, it's because we have the screen above the camera with Brody on it. So
yeah, we can actually see Brody.
So we're looking at him as we're talking, but the camera is straight ahead. So if you see us looking up, that's who we're looking at. Okay. Ruben, what do you think? See what happens here. Okay, we're trying to get a
Sorry,
track.
there you go.
There we go.
Okay,
Let's
just give me a
see.
second.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. I was saying I'm not the flash guy,
Okay, babes.
Hold on.
I'm actually so excited we have him on Skype at work today, and it's beautiful.
I'm just gonna just do a test run real quick.
All right, do a test run. That's good. Yep. Doing a test run, guys.
No, I should leave this bar. Is it good?
Is it good?
Acoustic. It's cutting out on my end. I can't hear the track really, so I'll just do it acoustic.
All right, forget it.
Yeah, forget it.
All
Does
right,
it sound
Ruben.
okay acoustic, guys?
Yes,
yeah, it actually
sounds okay.
It sounds okay.
Beautiful
It sounds
acoustic.
perfect.
We'll just do it acoustic, Ruben.
Yeah, that sounded great.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, this is Take It Too Far. This one I released last summer as well. There's a crazy coming over me tonight. I know I shouldn't leave this bar, 'cause every time the whiskey hits me right, I always take it too far. Blame it on the demons on her leaving, but the night's gonna leave a scar. I wish I could hold back, but for some reason I always take it too far. 'Cause when I'm hurting, it's for certain I start flirting with trouble I can't escape. An insane train with no brakes, in the dark where there's no one else. Who could ever stop me from this pain? I always take it way too far. I always take it too far. There's a pounding in my head from all the shots last night. There's a hole in my heart. There's a feeling in my gut. Without her I might die. I always take it too far. 'Cause when I'm hurting, it's for certain I start flirting with trouble I can't escape. An insane train with no brakes, in the dark where there's no one else. Who could ever stop me from this pain? I always take it away too far. I always take it too far. She leaves a trail of lonely tears down every road I go. A broken heart, broken bones is all I know. Cause when I'm hurting, it's for certain I start flirting with trouble I can't escape. An insane train with no brakes, in the dark where there's no one else. Who could ever stop me from this pain? Oh, I always take it way too far. I always take it too far.
Brody Ray, man, let me tell you something. First of all, you're incredible. And Australia is in the house. Shona Martin from Australia says you're awesome. How about that?
We have gone global.
Okay, Australia's in the house. Hey, Shona, love you. This is so cool. So,
That's awesome.
Before Justin gets to his question, I just want to say something to you. You know, you're so much more to me than this incredible singer. All right? What you've done with your life. And you know, I have to say this, Brody, because 10 years ago or so, whenever you made this transition, to be who you needed to be, nobody was really doing that. And that's why, to me, you're a hero to me. Okay? Everyone has a right to be happy. And, you know, your voice is absolutely gorgeous. It's so beautiful. And to see this beautiful young man in front of me following his dream, like most people are afraid to do, man, I just have to give it up for you because I just love you. And to honor us,
Absolutely. Like
to
me
honor
as well.
us
Absolutely.
with this interview, right? To honor us
absolutely.
more than once, okay? You've allowed me to interview you, and I just love you for that.
I'm just
Wow.
more than grateful to be here and to be on your show. I'm just so grateful for everything that I've been given. I've been given so many opportunities and so many chances, and I just have to give it up to God, for keep
Yes.
guiding me and protecting me, and
Yep.
it's just been a journey. It's been a really crazy journey, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
God is good, baby. God is good.
Yeah.
Phew.
Yeah. All right. So this is probably a really important question because I mean we want to know. I mean, like the fans want to know. Everybody wants to know. What are you working on? Are you working on any shows coming up, or do you have any new music coming out? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I am actually writing and going to be recording some new music here soon. I'm getting together with another singer from The Voice. I was going to be on season 7 of The Voice. It didn't quite work out the way we had wanted it to, but I met some artists on there. And Craig Wayne Boyd and Danica Shirey, and then I'm going to be writing a song with another artist that was on that season, Daphne Willis. I don't know if you guys know her, remember her. She's out there doing some really great things right now and putting out some really great music. It's making into commercials on TV. She just had a song, I think in the Xfinity commercial. She's doing great, and so we're gonna get together and we're gonna write a song, and we're planning on doing that in the next month or so. And now that things are kind of slowing down, the winter time is a really good time for me to kind of channel and write and get some more material done. And then because summer is so crazy with touring and playing and preparing with the band, and there's just really not a lot of time to do that. And working full-time jobs and on top of everything, you've got to, if sometimes the music doesn't pay your bills, and you got to keep the lights on. And so we're doing that right now, and then I'm planning on possibly auditioning for another show, and I'm not quite sure if I can say anything right now, but I will definitely be in touch with you.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it all goes under contract, right?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but I want to rewind just a little bit. When you said season 7 of The Voice, I immediately was like, okay, is this guy gonna know someone that I used to know? I actually know from season 7 the runner-up, Matt McAndrew. He actually went to the same school that I did, and I've went to a couple of his shows, and I was like, oh my god! I mean, I was like, is this a small world? We're living right here. This is a really small world.
So
That's
crazy. I want to say something to you, Brody. We have law enforcement in the house. A shout out to Bruce. We have some famous people here. We have Pablo Reyes Papo, and he is an incredible singer. I love Pablo. I got the honor of meeting him in person. He came here actually, and then I actually went to Florida. He's now a very close friend of mine, and he says you are a tremendously humble person with an amazing voice. Okay, shout out to Pablo. We love him. He does concerts from his living room for us and sings to us. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much, man. Oh, that means so much
Pablo,
to me. That's so cool.
Get him on Facebook and tell him who you are, my love.
I'm gonna do that right when I get up here. Promise.
So I have a question. The 2 songs that you sang for us, can we backtrack a little bit? Can you tell us about each one of them and your influence in writing them?
I'd love to hear the story.
Yes.
Stories are I mean, that's everything. That's 90% of the battle right there. So I think the first one I sang was Stomping Ground.
Yeah, it was.
So that one kind of came to me not too long ago. I think we finished writing that one last year with my buddy Jason Hamer, and he and I came up with this melody, and I was kind of like, I want it to be more upbeat, fun, kind of like crazy party song, like a nostalgic, remembering those crazy, wonderful times that made us who we were, and all those wild things that we probably wouldn't do today, all those, remembering those moments that we loved so much growing up. And I really wanted to kind of dedicate it to my hometown, because they really kind of came together and really backed me up through all of this, not just the music, but my transformation and my journey. From day one, they've literally had my back, and I wanted to dedicate something to them, and and my classmates, the people I grew up with, all the kids around me who, they accepted me, they cared for me no matter what, and they just said, go, just be you, man, just do you. We love you no matter what, and we had fun together, and they included me, which was awesome, because I know a lot of people will shut people out like that, like nobody wants to be made fun of or be the guy who hangs out with the gay one or the trans one, and so people get shoved into cliques, and so I was a part of like all these groups of people that were accepting me, and I wanted to dedicate those moments we had together to these people, and that's how we came up with that.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
Yeah, you have done a lot of work for the LGBT community, and being an advocate. Tell us what it's like to work with such a great community.
Yeah, it kind of was something that I wasn't really planning on ever doing, or I would never have thought I would do that, in a million years. But it was just something that just fell into my lap, and I was like, man, this is a great opportunity to use my voice not only for like music and singing, but to help people and educate others, and to really make an impact within not just my community, but all across the world, if possible. And so I just decided to, be some sort of like a support system for people who reach out to me personally through messages, social media, and then also, being able to advocate for others, and speak up and be a voice, but also being cautious of not telling everybody else's story, just telling mine, because not everybody's situation is the same as mine, and not everybody feels the same way I do. And that's why gender is such a cool thing. It's on this huge spectrum, and there's millions of different ways people can feel and think and love and live. And so that's the cool thing about it, is we're just out here telling our own stories, and we don't need to tell anybody else's, but just getting ours out there helps other people realize that they can share theirs too, and that's how we make change in a world, is people speak up.
Well, Matthew Collins is asking, he thinks you have an incredible voice, you're a great inspiration, and he wants to know if you're dating anyone. He's married.
Yeah, we already said.
Yes, Brody's married. That's
Yes.
great.
He is married.
That's great.
I just got married in October. Yep.
Oh my goodness, how great is that?
All right. Yeah, it's really great.
I get a lot of questions like that, so it's normal.
So the second song you sang, tell us about that.
Yeah, Take It Too Far was kind of an anthem to past relationships, that have gone in the opposite direction that we had hoped they would go. Everybody has, probably most people have had their heart broken and deal with it in their own way. And in this case, it's more of this guy is drowning his sorrows in booze, and it's the only way he can like really subdue these feelings of heartbreak, and he doesn't know if he's even going to live because it hurts so bad. And every time he gets to this place with this relationship and it ends, that's what he goes to, and he's going to drown it with the bar and the alcohol, and then the next day it's a hangover, and then it starts all over again. It's this vicious cycle he just can't get away from. And then I think that was just something that was kind of more of a random song too that came together. We kind of pulled parts from, me and Jason Hamer wrote that one as well, and we kind of pulled parts from each other's relationships, past relationships failed, and situations and how we dealt with it, and that's what we came up with.
It's everyone's lives. I have to tell you who's listening and who's watching today.
Yeah.
Mary Mulheisen, she honored me with an interview. Do you know the name Jim Croce? I know you're young, but you know Jim. Well, Mom does. Jim Croce. He died in the plane
It's okay.
crash.
I don't know who that is
Jim
either.
Croce was a legend. He died very young in a plane crash. Well, this is his sister, and
Awesome.
she's listening, and
Amazing.
she's saying hi to you. Okay. So
Well,
wow.
Yes. Hello. Thank you for listening.
This is
That's
so
amazing.
incredible. This is so. Listen, everyone, share this video, please. Do that for me, okay? Do this for Brody and do this here for Justin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Share this video. It's already in Australia, guys. It's already there.
Yeah,
okay?
We've already gone global.
But Mary is Jim Croce's sister, and she came live in studio and honored me with that interview. Mary, we love you. Amazing, amazing.
Yeah, and speaking of sharing, that brings me into my next question. What is the message that you're trying to bring out for other musicians and to your fans and to anyone out there who's listening? Like, what do you want people to learn from your time or your career, like as a singer?
Okay.
I think the most important thing I would want to share is the fact that, you know, we live in a great country. We live in America, and I think that we take that for granted for sometimes because we have opportunities to do whatever we want here, and we've been given all this opportunity and this amazing place to live, and I think that people just need to be more fearless in what they want in life and just go for what's in their hearts and chase their dreams. And we're able to do that now in today's world, and the climate of the LGBT inclusivity. I think that people of the queer community sometimes, not all, and I'm just saying there's sometimes feel suppressed, or like no one will take them seriously, or they won't have as many opportunities to do what they love and to chase their dreams because no one's going to accept them. And that's not the case anymore. And the LGBT community is just on fire right now, and everybody's doing what they love and chasing their dreams and coming out and being successful, you know, and being open at the same time. And it's just a beautiful time to just really focus on what you want to do with your life and go and get it.
It's beautiful. You know what I want to do right now? I want to let everyone out there know that when this video is over, in the very beginning, I had written a poem about Brody's life, because then you'll really get a great idea of what this young man really is about. So when the video is over, rewind it, go to the beginning at least hear that poem. But I think it's time I read another poem, because I want to introduce everybody to Justin. Okay, Justin Drummond is an incredible young man as well, and he's incredibly inspirational too. His mom is here. She's in our studio audience, our new studio, our beautiful new studio, and he was my introduction, you know, to Brody. And I wrote a poem about Justin, and I want everyone out there to hear his story. You ready, Brody?
I'm ready.
Here it goes. A few months ago, a message was sent, showed his interest with promotion intent. I responded and said, sure, what do you have in mind? I can get you great talent, some already signed. During our conversation, nervous he seemed to be. Me being me, I asked him. Asperger's, he told me. Justin Drummond's amazing. This young man has overcome. In spite of his challenges, he beats to his own drum. September 30 in 97, Justin made his debut. Hello to the world, I've got so much to do. Growing up in New Jersey, being different made it hard. Not having many friends for a child could be scarred. Then 4 years in PA, not many friends again. Moving back to New Jersey, his school days were spent. High school was the era where Justin's life would change. Junior year was the year for his life to rearrange. Coming out of his shell and events he'd start to do, participating in activities, got Student of the Month, too. Senior year was his best. Like most normal teens, even went to Costa Rica, living life by all means. That was the year he discovered a man, Manny Cabo from The Voice. Justin became a fan. Manny taught Justin to be the best he could, the best version of himself, the way that Justin should. He introduced him to radio and immediately fell in love. Manny understood him. He must have been sent from above. Then that sad day came. To Nashville he would go. You and your family helped move him. Now brought you to a low. He told you something special to help you make it through. Keep your blinds on and focus on today was something you needed to do. Your 19th birthday gift, a tattoo of that saying you got, to remember Manny by, the friend who gave you a shot. You began to work on yourself, doing the best you can, giving it your all, becoming a great man. Attending shows and helping artists is what you are made to do. Working for different stations, departed from them, it's true. One day you were scrolling the internet, Hamilton Radio, you came across, I'm thankful for your message, Justin Drummond, my gain, their loss. You told me something I won't forget. You said, Jerry, you gotta know. I would rather only work with you on the Jerry Petito Show. I thank your mom for today, allowing us to meet, interviewing Brody Ray. This, my friend, can't be beat. Justin, my friend, you're amazing. Never believe that's not true. You have been given a gift, helping others through you. That's for you, Justin. I love you, kiddo. This is incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This is Justin.
Yes, and also, if you don't know who Manny Cabo is, he actually is a friend of mine who I auditioned for season 9 of The Voice, and he didn't really make it that far either. But and I just, I don't know, like his message, like it really stood out to me, and he. I don't know. He really like gave me that boost of confidence that I absolutely needed. I mean, and sometimes like we all need a little confidence for ourselves. And
Yeah, a little push.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mary would like to know where your music is. How can she get your music?
Yeah, music is on all streaming platforms, so you can get it on iTunes or Apple Music, and you can get it on Spotify, Pandora, SoundCloud. I think on my website, I have hard copy CDs you can buy and order on the website. It's going to be www.brodyray.com. And then on my Facebook page, Instagram, I can always guide you to those as well. If you send me a message, I can help you find them too.
And speaking of that, we really want to give you a chance to promote yourself as well. Where can people find you and learn a lot more about you?
Yeah, so the website, my website brodyray.com has a lot of like my bio and pictures and videos, and then my Instagram is packed with a bunch of videos and pictures from shows. And lots of things I did over the last couple of years. That's going to be at Brody Ray Music. And then my Facebook page is going to be the same, at Brody Ray Music. And let's see, Twitter will be the same as well. And most of the music platforms and everything else will be under just Brody Ray. And so you can Google it. They'll pop up for you. Send me a message if you need help finding anything. But I was lucky with America's Got Talent. They had me change all of my handles to match so people could find it easier. So it should be easy.
So, guys, we have a few more minutes. We've got a good 10 minutes left, 10, 15 minutes. So, but we are coming to the close of the show, and I always like to put that out there when we have a little bit of time left so that my guests, my co-hosts, can say whatever it is they really want to let everyone out there know, some inspirational words. Justin, I'm going to ask you to give people out there with Asperger's some inspiration, okay? Because there's a lot of people out there listening that are very inspired today. So what would you say to them to help them get through it?
Growing up, I was really quite shy and everything, and I never really thought that this would be something that I really would be into. But I would really say that just because, you have some struggles, that doesn't mean that you can't really do anything that, you can do pretty much anything that you set your mind to. You just got to work at it. There's some times where I kind of mess up and just use some words to actually help me through this interview. I've been to speech therapy. I've been to pretty much anywhere that I can, I try to get help with it, the stuff that I do. And yeah, I'm not going to say that it's really easy, but it's going to be worth it in the end.
So you just said sometimes you mess up. Okay, I mess up a lot. Mom, you've messed up a lot, I'm sure.
Me too. I mess up all the time.
Right? We mess up. That's normal. That's normal. But the good thing is you struggle through it. And look where you are now, right? How
Mhm.
cool is this with this man
Yeah.
right here? I mean, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
I
That's
have
awesome.
I have definitely a lot of inspirations. I mean, I have like a lot of like favorite reality show contestants, and I gotta say, you're absolutely one of them.
Oh,
Amazing.
that's the sweetest thing ever. Justin, you are inspiration to me because I know that I struggle with a lot of similar things. I get like really bad performance anxiety, and I struggle through that quite a bit, especially when it comes to like big TV shows, and I fumble around with my words, and sometimes I can't even talk, and my mouth dries out, and it's a daily struggle for me too, and so I know what you're talking about. I mean, I can relate to a certain extent, not all the way, but I definitely, can relate with you on a lot of those things that you talked about. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Even listening to Brody talk, I would never ever guess that, about you. I mean, everything you
I've been
did.
working on it for years. I have to work at it every day. It's awful.
Wow. Well, let me tell you. So, I'm an Elvis fan. I mean, come on. Okay.
I mean, who doesn't
Yes.
love Elvis?
Okay. But he
Oh.
also, believe it or not, do you know that he was stage fright? He
Yeah.
he would pace before the shows, and he would have a little anxiety. Imagine that. So crazy, right?
I mean, it's just crazy. It's almost like I can't control it either. Like I try, and I'm just like, that almost makes it worse. I get stuck in
wow.
my head and I overthink, and I'm trying to make sure everything's perfect and over prepare. And that's what sabotages me usually.
So, Brody, what would you say to everyone out there listening? Some inspirational words for maybe in the LGBT, right? Or whoever's
Yeah.
listening to you. What would you say? What would you want the world to know to get some inspiration from you today?
I think I would like to share just kind of, um, I think being a member of the LGBT community, plus community, I found that growing up, I had learned, it's almost like I had learned to be anxious and learned to be paranoid and learned to care too much about what other people thought of me. And it created this anxiety within me that I never even really knew I had until I got a little older. And I'm like, why do I feel this way? What is this feeling? What are people talking about when they say anxiety and depression? And what's that mean? And I finally looked up the definition of those things, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have that really bad. And then I was like, that's serious, like I don't have to feel that way. That's a learned thing that I've trained my body and my brain to do. And I feel like there is a way to get that back. And, I feel like we don't have to try as hard to be something that we're not anymore, especially in 2020. And it used to be, I posted something on my Facebook 2 days ago. And can I read it to you guys?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It kind of sums up basically what I think most LGBT people go through and are going through as an adult now. It reads, queer people don't grow up as ourselves. We grow up playing a version of ourselves that sacrifices authenticity to minimize humiliation and prejudice. The massive task of our adult lives is to pick up which parts of ourselves are truly us and which parts we've created to protect us.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So we have to kind of jumpstart ourselves and kind of figure out, okay, who am I really? I can be myself now. It's okay. And I think that'd be the biggest message, is just to be fearless in who you are, but also safe at the same time, because I know that there is a very high murder rate for trans women of color. And so just being cautious of your surroundings and the way you kind of bring things to light, just be careful, because you can never be too sure of what is going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
Well, now, guys, we are coming to the close of the show. This is how it's going to go. I'm going to say a couple things about addiction. I'm going to read a poem out of my book. I want to thank you so much, Justin, for being a special, incredible co-host today. I want to thank you for this incredible introduction with Brody.
Yeah.
and we'll be working together a lot. And
Yeah.
I just think you're incredible, and thank you. Brody Ray, what can I say? Okay, we're going to have many more interviews, trust me. I love you, you're incredible, and what we're going to do is this. I'm going to read a poem out of my book to help someone out there struggling with addiction. We're going to close the show with you singing. That's how we're going to close today, okay?
All right.
All right? So I'm going to read this poem, and then we're going to give you the floor, and then we're going to say goodbye to everybody. And again, I really, really want everyone out there to share this video. One last thing. Pablo Reyes says, you know the number one needs another one to make a two. And these two guys together make a great number two. You guys, Pablo.
Thank you.
Pablo, I love you. So,
Perfect.
anyone out there, unfortunately, we all know someone struggling with addiction today, unfortunately. My famous saying to everyone out there, even if it's abuse, whatever it is, whatever you're dealing with, guys, KYW, know your worth. You're all worth it, okay? I'm going to read a poem out of my book. It's called Change Your Choice. I had a life-changing moment that I knew had to be. The only way to change things was to first start with me. So I looked in the mirror and woke up one day and thought to myself I needed to pray. So I asked God to change me, to help me stay strong, to clean up my mess, to right what's been wrong. I cleaned up my diet, I cleaned up my room, I cleaned up all habits with this old dirty broom. I kept going forward and never looked back. I refused to derail, stayed on the right track. I realized my worth and all that did matter through my selfish behavior, the lives I had shattered. I finally decided at 30 years old to stop abusing my body, my mind, heart, and soul. My life-changing choice that I had once made, over 28 years now, guys, my debt has been paid. So you read all my thoughts on how to stay clean. It's all or nothing, my friend. There's no in between. To live or to die is a choice you must make. Your life is not worthless, and you're not a mistake. One day at a time is a slogan you've heard. It works if you work it while applying his word. For you to get healthy, for your mind not to fail, escaping reality will keep you in jail. With addictive behavior, sex, drugs, food, or money, substituting addictions now isn't that funny. I'm not an addict. This too shall pass. I'm not an addict. I'm just an ass. May the good Lord bless and guide you guys. Listen, it's okay to be an ass as long as you're a smart ass. So we're going to end this show. Brody Ray, take it away.
All right. This song is the song I sang for the second round, the judge cut round of America's Got Talent. And this one's called Wake Your Dreams. I wrote this with my buddy Jason Hamer as well. I'll give him a shout out. Dreams are dying, and you're done trying. It's like you just can't take anymore. You gotta stand and fight. You gotta make it right. Find something deep down worth living for. It's not where you've been, it's where you're going. It's not who you were, it's who you're gonna be. When push comes to shove, you'll be the one shove until your truth sets you free. No time to sleep. You gotta make your dreams. You gotta wake your dreams. They'll say you're no good. Get under your skin. Throw in the towel. Just call it quits. You never know how high that you can fly if you don't take that risk and jump off that cliff. It's not where you've been, it's where you're going. It's not who you were, it's who you're gonna be. When push comes to shove, you'll be the one shove until your truth sets you free. No time to sleep. You gotta make It's not where I've been, it's where I'm going. It's not who I was, it's who I'm gonna be. When push comes to shove, I'll be the one shoving past the dark side of me. No time to sleep, no, you gotta make your dreams. You gotta wake your dreams. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. Ooh.
Woo! All right, everybody. Good night, everybody. Share this video. Thank you, Brody. We love you.
Thank you.
Thank
Love
you so much,
you
Brody.
too.
Okay, guys, you can take us off Facebook now. What a great show. What a great show. Ruben? Ruben? Okay, we're good? All right, good.
Oh. Are you guys... You still there? All right, thank you. We'll talk to you guys later.